Good morning and thank you for joining this new publication of Latin Ncap results, phase 7. This is the third publication of this year. We are going to present today two new results of two very popular models in Latin America. And first we would like to introduce you which are the cars we selected for testing in this opportunity. Is the BYD F0, it's made in China, basic version, no airbags. Fiat New Palio, basic versions, 2 airbags, made in Brazil and Argentina. The vehicles, BYD F0, made in China, Fiat New Palio, made in Argentina and Brazil. At first, the result of the BYD F0, no airbags, 0 stars for adults, 1 star for child occupant protection. The head and the chest of the driver are both color red, which means high probability of life-threatening injuries in the impact. This is the video of the crash test. The structure was classified as stable. And now you will see the impact of the head and the chest of the driver with the steering wheel, which explains the result of 0 stars for the vehicle for adult occupant protection. As explained, the structure is stable. The car emulates the Peugeot 107. We would have liked to see also emulation of the safety levels. Child occupant protection, poor instructions, and also the poor performance of the child seats explain the 1 star in child occupant protection. The Fiat New Palio, 1 star for adult occupant protection, 3 stars for child occupant protection. In this case, the side impact and the red chest in the side impact caused or explains the limit to 1 star in the adult occupant protection by protocol. We remind you that red colors in critical body regions means high probability of life-threatening injuries during the crash test. This car was tested in 2014 and assessed once again in 2015 by Latin Ncap. And the frontal crash test we have now in the screen, it's this first test of the new Palio. And we remind you that in the protocol when the car was tested then 2014-2015, the result was a 4 stars in adult occupant protection and 3 stars for child occupant protection. As we did with the Peugeot 208, Latin Ncap decided to test according to the new protocol starting 2016, which includes a side impact assessment. So we purchased a new Palio and performed the side impact. The reason we can do that is because the frontal crash test of the protocol running 2016 is the same assessment as it used to be in the past. Now we have on the screen the side impact images of the crash test of the Palio. As you can see, and also by the color of the dummies, the head received adequate protection as well as the pelvis, abdomen, weak protection and chest poor protection as we explained. The child occupants were protected very well in the side impact. That's the reason that explains the 3 stars for child occupants protection. They managed to get the full score for side impact. And we are going to bring more comments a little bit further on in the presentation. This is the summary of results. This is the summary of results of this publication. BYD F0, no airbags, basic version, 0 stars for adults, 1 star for child occupant protection. As we always do with manufacturers, we asked BYD if they were thinking about removing the car from the market in this kind of configuration without airbags, and they said no. If they would have decided to change the configuration of the car, Latin Ncap would have been pleased to test the car with better safety levels, and probably the result would have been different. But so far, this is the basic version available of this model. We remind you that according to the protocol, when the frontal crash test already shows results of 0 stars which means life-threatening injuries in at least one of the passengers, then we do not proceed to run the side impact test according to the protocol, as the result will already be 0 stars for the vehicle. In the case of the Fiat New Palio, as explained, the car was tested in 2014 and 15, and back then, with the old protocol, the car used to be 4 stars for adults and 3 stars for children. But the basic version, we remind you, it's only 2 airbags, frontal airbags, but the car was still in the market, it's still in the market, and Latin Ncap decided to extend or try to assess the car according to the new protocol, which needs an extra car to run a side impact test, and that's what we did in the same way the Latin Ncap did it with the Peugeot 208 in the June publication. In that scenario, the side impact result caused a star rating reduction. That's why the adult occupant protection of this car goes to 1 star, while the child occupant protection, which in the side impact was still good, remains in 3 stars. It's important to mention regarding the Fiat New Palio that the side impact structure of the car offered very good protection. The reinforcements in the structure, especially in the doors and the B-pillar, worked very well in preventing important intrusion in the passenger compartments, and this is something we were pleased to see. We understand that this means that the car is developed for offering better side impact protection for the adults mainly, and probably the car with better safety equipment for the side impact would give a better star rating results. If we compare the Fiat New Palio with the Peugeot 208 that we presented as published results in June, clearly the Peugeot 208 didn't have the side impact reinforcements, and we criticize also the intrusion in the passenger compartment. Latin Ncap offered a graphical comparison in pictures and explaining the difference between both cars and the side impact, and this information is published in our website. For the time being, this is all for this publication. We thank you very much for joining once again in this broadcasting. We would like also to acknowledge our main supporters: Bloomberg Philanthropies, FI Foundation, Global Ncap, ICRT, and IADB. Thank you very much. Our website, www.latinncap.com. Questions, comments, please send them to us and we'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Thank you very much, and until our next publication in September.